Director of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises in the Government of India, is a man well known for his constructive criticisms and his love for innovation and thinking out of the box. The minister earlier served as the president of the BJP from 2009 to 13. He's also known for his work as the Public Works Department Minister of the state of Maharashtra, where under his leadership, a series of roads, highways, and flyovers across the state were constructed, including the Mumbai-Pune Expressway, India's first six-lane concrete high-speed expressway. He has all along been a strong proponent of road building for prosperity. He was instrumental in mooting rural connectivity in Maharashtra too, connecting over 13,000 remote villages by road then. Today, he is championing the cause of innovation in construction, use of innovative building materials, use of biofuels and electric vehicles. Welcome, sir. Welcome to our webinar. We'd like you to give your few opening remarks, and then we'd like to ask you a few questions. So we need to unmute. Yeah.
Sri Hari Reddy Cube Airways, Sri Prasanna Vishwanathan Swarajya Foundation, Sri Pratap Patode Construction World, Sri Hardik Agarwal DRA Infracon, all distinguished guests, invitees, and all my dear friends, ladies and gentlemen. India has about 54.82 lakh kilometers of road network, which is the second largest in the world in terms of length. National highways constitute about 2% of the total road network, but carry about 40% of the total road traffic in the country. Our Honorable Prime Minister has set a vision for India to become $5 trillion economy in next 5 years. In line, India is targeting a fresh investment about $1.4 trillion, that is rupees 111 lakh crore in these 5 years on infrastructure through National Infrastructure Pipeline. Rupees 20 lakh crore is allocated for the development of road sector. MORTH road performance is very good. The target for construction in first year 21 is 11,000 kilometers, which translates to about 30 kilometers per day. Despite the impact of COVID-19, the achievement in construction for the 10-month period from April 20 till January 21 of 8,745 kilometers is higher than 7,925 kilometers achieved in the 10-month period from April 19 till January 20. Similarly, the target for award in 2021 is 10,000 kilometers, and the actual award in the current financial year till January 21 of 7,602 kilometers is significantly higher than 3,509 kilometers awarded in the previous financial year till January 2020. Updated status of construction and award of NHI till 24th February 21. Construction 9,990 kilometers, it is approximately coming to 10,000 kilometers, and award coming to 8,192 kilometers. My ministry has created a record by constructing 534 kilometers of national highway in the second week of January itself. I am hopeful with such a pace we will be able to cross construction target of 11,000 kilometers by end of March. Actually, my target was 40 kilometers per day. And yesterday, when I was inquired about it, it was coming to something 30 kilometers. So I am hopeful that end of March end, we will 100% complete the 40 kilometers per day. That will be the previous record. Actually, this can be a great achievement for NHI and for the ministry, because this is very important. And actually, before 5 years, I have declared that we will try to achieve this goal. My aim is to construct over 60,000 kilometer highways in the next 5 years at the rate of 40 kilometers per day. The finance minister has proposed enhanced outlay of rupees 1.18 trillion for the Ministry of Road Transport and Highway, of which rupees 1.8 trillion is for capital, thereby strengthening and expanding road development. Such initiative would expedite much needed cycle of infra investment, growth and employment generation in the country. The road sector has huge potential to review the economy and scope to have liquidity in the market. NHI is a AAA rating company. I am targeting the investment of rupees 25 lakh crore in road development sector. I don't have any problem as far as the resources are concerned. The most important challenge with the NHI and the ministry is to land acquisition, utility shifting, environment forest clearance. These are the most important thing by which we can expect the speed of the roads. A part of that funding will be from monetization of existing assets, and we have taken a decision to making a small packages. Previously there was big packages, but because of small packages we are getting good price. At the same time, Indian entrepreneurs and investors now are giving good response. This is the field where a lot of people can participate, and there is a good achievement, good attractive opportunity for them. And we are trying our level best to make the packages less than 1,000 crore. So it can be easily possible for the Indian contractor investor to invest in it. A part of that funding will be from monetization of existing assets. On the road connectivity, significant work is being done under the Golden Quadrilateral Project NHDP program, Bharatmala Pariyojana, Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana, and Sagarmala project. The Bharatmala project for the highway sector was rolled out in 1718. 34,800 kilometers of national highways, including about 10,000 kilometers of balance work of NHDP, are to be constructed under phase 1 of the program between 1718 to 2122 in a phased manner at an estimated cost of rupees 5,35,000 crore. This includes 5,000 kilometers of the national corridors, 9,000 kilometers of economic corridors, and 6,000 kilometers of feeder corridors and inter corridors, and 2,000 kilometers of border road, 2,000 kilometers of coastal roads and port connectivity roads, and 800 kilometers of greenfield expressways. Total 65,000 kilometer length of road to be developed under Bharatmala Pariyojana, connecting 550 districts with 4-lane highways. With development of 50 economic corridors, it has aimed to shift 80% of freight on national highway. It will generate 14.2 crore man days of employment. Roads built will increase vehicle traveling speed by around 20-25%, thereby helping reduce travel time and logistic cost. Implementing alternate instruments like monetization of existing asset through InvIT, TOT, SPV formation, etc., for enabling wider investor participation. Introducing new PPP models, DOT, toll, HAM, and TOT to provide for more rational risk sharing in the PPAs, or incorporating certain long waiting demands of the stakeholders in the road development sector. The model concession agreement for BOT toll project have been amended to address investor concern, which includes better project preparedness, revenue protection, and cash flow management. Similarly, for hybrid annuity model project allowed for 100% equity disinvestment after 6 months of construction, and competition and interest rate has been linked to more realistic market rate. 100% fast tag is mandated at the toll plaza. Average daily toll collection increased by 50%, and it facilitates seamless traffic movement. Actually, Monday, I'm going to inaugurate a special software developed by one of the entrepreneurs, where we'll get the every minute to minute information on every toll naka, how much delay is there, real time. So this is really exactly the great achievement by which we can understand where is a problem. So using of technology is very important. And also we are planning to use this GPS system by which it will be seamless traffic and there will be no toll naka, by which we can get giving people a great relief. And exactly this is very important, and we are actually offering all this service to the state government also. I will request Mopal Varji to consider this for Maharashtra also, because this can reduce the problem and they will get their toll. There will be no problem. Even for Mumbai Nagpur Express Highway, they can think about it. And we are ready to give you consultancy and everything free of charge to the state government of Maharashtra. 100% FASTag is mandated at all toll plazas. Average daily toll collection increased by 50%. It facilitates seamless traffic movement. The government is also permitting 100% foreign direct investment FDI in the road sector. There is an opportunity for joint ventures. Dispute resolution procedure has been streamlined to avoid litigations. Extensive adoption of digital portal Bhumi Rashi to expedite and streamline the land acquisition process. 90% land to be provided before appointment date to reduce congestion on corridors, enhance logistic efficiency, and reduce logistic cost of freight movements. 35 locations have been identified for development of multimodal logistic parks (MMLP). I have already done foundation laying for first MMLP Jogi Jokpa in Assam and other in Nagpur, Chennai, Surat, Bangalore, Varanasi being expedited. 15 cities were shortlisted for development of international stations to ease passenger movement. Government is developing 22 greenfield express highway around 2,500 kilometers and access control corridors around 5,500 kilometers with a total length of 7,700 kilometers as a part of Bharatmala Pariyojana at a capital cost of 3.32 lakh crore. Out of this, 2,950 kilometers has already been awarded and the rest will be awarded in the next financial year, and this corridor will be completed before 25. Even I am confident that we will complete it before that. Our Manoj Kumar is there. His contribution and participation for making of Delhi Mumbai Express Highway is very, very marvelous. And already 6 or 7 green express highway is dealing with him, that express highway, and I am confident that within 1 year or a 1.5 year we will complete that. So now we are making Delhi to Dehradun, Delhi to Katra, Chennai to Bangalore, then in Gujarat, Dodola.
Dholera.
So I have got the list of it. I will tell you. So this can be really a great achievement for the ministry. So out of 2,950 kilometers has already been awarded, and the rest will be awarded in the next financial year. These corridors will be completed before 24. SPV, Special Purpose Vehicle owned by NHI, has been formed for financing construction operation of Delhi Mumbai Green Express Highway. 1,240 kilometer green alignment, reducing travel time to 13 hours. Project cost is approximately 1 lakh crore. India's first 14-lane highway, Delhi Meerut Express Highway, is going to be inaugurated soon. Because of railway, there is delay. Only to ROB there are problem, but I am confident that before end of June, we will inaugurate this. Then Bangalore Chennai Express Highway 278 kilometer will be initiated in the current financial year. Construction will begin in first year 22. Total capital cost for this express highway is rupees 20,799 crore. Delhi Dehradun Economic Corridor. This is 210 kilometer. From Delhi to Dehradun, it will be within 2 hours. So it's axis control highway. Will be initiated in the current financial year and construction will begin in 22. Total capital cost for this corridor is rupees 12,309 crore. Amritsar Jamnagar. The construction will commence in 2022. Total capital for this, the cost for this corridor is rupees 4,000 crore for Amritsar Batinda section and rupees 18,500 crore for Sanchor Satalpur section. Then Delhi Katra, Delhi Amritsar Katra construction will commence in 22. Total capital cost for the express highway is 30,936 crores. As a part of National Infrastructure Pipeline, 1,820 number of national highway projects are being taken up for the development by 24-25 with a length of 89,300 kilometers at a total estimated cost of rupees 19.35 lakh crore. It is approximately comes to 20 lakh crore. Out of this, 86 number of projects with a length of 4,414 crore for total estimated cost rupees 30,000 crore have been completed. and 1059 number of projects with 44,090 kilometer length at an investment of rupees 6 lakh 6.70 lakh crore are in progress. Project with the length of 48,000 kilometers are planned to be developed by NHI as a part of NHI's National Infrastructure Pipeline till 2025. We have framed green highway policy where plantation has been carried out along with highways to serve ecology and environment. I am not satisfied about this. This is one of the important thing which is very important as far as ecology and environment is concerned. The problem is that the people, those who are expert in construction, they are not expert in plantation and they don't have that much interest. That is exactly the problem. So we need to find out the appropriate agency, those who are committed only for plantation and having interest as a mission for their development, then only it can be possible. Actually, the person, those who are more specialized in construction, how we can expect them that they can be more professionally appropriate and up to date as far as the plantation is concerned. This is the lacuna in the policy. That is the one of the reason everywhere there is a problem. So I'm not satisfied about the plantation. We need to develop and improve the situation, particularly in this field. Development of self-sustainable smart bus ports in the country, for which NHIDCL has been nominated as central executive agency by MORTH, but no work has been done in this area. There are 2,000 projects which are economically viable. We can make it. Now my idea is to make in NHI two separate companies, special vehicle companies, for making of this bus port, then for logistic park, one company. Already 35 we are making. And the second thing is we can make now idea is as far as the toll income we are getting. So I have discussed with a lot of petroleum ministry. We will offer them 300, 400 sites on the road for petrol, diesel, LPG, CNG, for every type of fuel. And the land will be available from NHI or our ministry, and that pump, everything will be from their side, and we will get revenue per kg and per liter. I am expecting that we will at least get 2,000 crore from this. So this can be a great thing where we will get the money from income from all the things. Whatever the income on the highway, everywhere it is now we need to have all type of income will come to NHI on the road. Then it can improve the economic viability. So we are working on this line. Development of GPS-based toll collection system, which will remove all toll plaza in future. We want to make it within 2 years. This can be really a great thing for the country. The seamless traffic, no toll naka. You don't need to stop anywhere, and that is exactly our final target is for that. We are promoting use of new alternative material in road construction. This is most important thing. These cement manufacturer and steel manufacturer are making cartels. They are the black marketers. They are exploiting the situation. And now I am constantly working on that line that in Maharashtra we are making one bridge in Latur using steel fiber, by which we can reduce the cost of bridges by 20-25%. So we can use steel fiber. Then we have taken decision about the steel procurement, that as far as the standards which we have, whatever the steel company is going to complete their standards, we will purchase steel from them. So already we remove all type of obstacle in that, particularly in the scheme. So that exactly the small people of steel rolling mill, they will get opportunity if their material is up to the standard. The second important thing is now we are thinking to use that carbon steel fiber. Already in Baroda, Reliance is opening one factory, and now I have discussion with them. They are giving me the complete presentation. So we are working on that line. The most important thing for all engineers to think on the line, if we can add steel fiber in road concrete, either we can make pre-constructed slab, concrete slab in the factory, and by using of that, then we can reduce the cost. At the same time, plastic fiber also we can use. And my idea is now we are already started the experiment for crash barrier. In place of that, we can use bamboo. Bamboo is a very strong fiber material, and we take it 1 meter under the land, and making concrete there. 2 meter hole will be there, and by making drilling to the bamboo, we can use this a jute or coir rope, 1 inch or 1.5 inch for that, and we can make a beautiful design of it. Already I have given this project to IITs and engineering colleges. My idea is to, we are spending 4,000 crore on crash barrier. In place of that, we will make this the 2,000 per kilometer cost for steel crash barrier, and this cost will come to 400 to 450 kilometer meter per. That can be a great saving for us, and we can create job for in agriculture and rural area. We are promoting use of new alternative material in road construction, use of flash, waste plastic and rubber. There is also the modified bitumen given by these bitumen companies. They are not giving good cooperation. Now I am thinking to allow import for bitumen, because without that, this oil company will not. We will need to teach them lesson by which they can be competitive. And adding of 10% waste plastic and rubber in the bitumen, we can that modifying bitumen. We are now thinking on the line that whether it is possible to make it mandatory use of this type of bitumen. The problem is that when we are discussed with the oil company, their rate is costly compare with the other bitumen. Actually, the plastic waste and rubber waste rate is less than 12 rupees, or maximum 12 to 15 rupees, less than that. And actually bitumen rate is 45 rupees. So there is a saving for them, but they are giving the higher rates. And that is exactly the problem is there. We need to find out some solution with the people who are unreasonably exploiting the situation. We need to take some action against it and actually create more competition in the field. That is exactly the line on which we are working. The government authorities shall not revise the contract price nor share the money benefits of contracting use of new materials and technology. We are allowing to the people that using of all new technology, but the contractors are not using. It is not because of the contractor are responsible for that. It is our independent engineer. I am always call them dependent engineer. Those who are working on only the guideline of our engineers, they are named as independent engineer, and they are the person who are responsible for that. So we have decided to make project management consultancy. It is already in the final stage. Now from project more than 200 crore, actually we need PMC, and for less than 200 crore we can make independent engineer system. But independent engineer model is a totally failure model. I don't know why NHS select this and why they have too much love and affection for this 70, 80-year people who are not at all capable to make any good service to the country and for the road. Why we are insisting them? Only I know the reason what they are interested in, what they are doing. So this is to be the system we need to change for that. Regarding defect liability period, whenever any technology which is adopted by the contractor with his own risk, if he giving assurance for defect liability period as far as the existing system by which he is giving the defect liability period on the same way is ready, we are very flexible, and for that reason I will request all of you to take the all new technology, new innovation, new research, successful practices in the world, and using of different material. You come to India and take it good consultant and do it. Whatever the benefit, actually, first there was a debate, and on the file it was written that the benefit which is getting to the contractor, the NHI, the ministry says, well, it is our benefit. I say, what is your benefit? When the new person who is taking initiative in it for new technology, total benefit will go to the contractor. So now we have taken a decision. So there is no problem. It will be your benefit. Knowing the importance of this year, my ministry has initiated National Road Safety Month, where I will urge all stakeholders to work sensibly in road safety mission. The most important thing, I always call them the culprit who are making DPR. They are the main culprit in these road accidents. There are a lot of mistakes. Majority retired officers from the government, they have started their companies for making DPR, and they are not giving good services. So today, 2 days before, we have taken a decision that before the DPR approval going to the committee under the secretary, Before that, RO, it makes mandatory to him to visit on the site and check the thing. And after his report, then it will go to the secretary level committee. This is very important. We should have very serious about it. Underpass, the lot of junctions we are creating accidental spots. This is not good. Every years we have 5 lakhs accidents and 1,50,000 deaths, even more than COVID. So this is a shameful thing for the country. And now we decided to reduce the death and accident by 50% before 2025. Actually, I signed the agreement in Sweden that before 2030, we will reduce 50% accident and 15% death. The most important thing, the Tamil Nadu's government with the cooperation of World Bank, they reduce road accident and death by 52%. So I request all of you to accept the Tamil Nadu model where we can save the life of the people. Correction of about 5,800 identified black spot on national highway and implementation of safety measures to save life of the people in road accident is the priority of my ministry. There is no system for signages, perfection in it. There is a lot of mistakes are there. Then there is no perfect marking on the road. No signages, there is no perfect. Actually, somewhere we need some scientific study by which for every project we need to think seriously about this road furniture of international standard. Now, presently, the people are working with negligence. That is not good. Where we need to give training for new engineers, actually, one of international standard to achieve this goal. Road safety audits were completed. Already now I have decided to give this audit to IITs, engineering colleges, government IITs, engineering college on every district where we can take help from them. So even the engineering college new students also they will get experience and something remuneration stipend for their work and they can understand the practical problems. In Maharashtra, I have carried out an innovative project known as Buldana pattern. I will request you, particularly in the country, the Rajasthan, Gujarat, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Orissa, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, and Tamil Nadu. We are facing acute water problem. The Maharashtra government has issued one notification by which we are making dredging of road and rivers across the road free of cost and taking that aggregate material for using of road construction, by which the Buldana pattern is one of the successful thing. We are already in Maharashtra, we are making 170 road bridges from road bridges come barrage, bridges with barrage. That is we are doing exactly. Uh, Again, I will request Manoj Kumarji to you making of this Mumbai Delhi highway. Please think about this water conservation because this is very important. This is the duty of the government, welfare government, to make water available to the poor people. And agriculture also, it is going to increase the production by 2 times. So some of the area where we don't have water, there is a big problem. In Buldana district, our ministry is doing excellent job and that there are 28,000 wells are recharged and where they get only 1 hour water from the well, now they are getting 20 hours, 24-hour water. The irrigation is increased, migration is stopped, and total socio-economic impact is very good. I will request all of you that think about water conservation. दौड़ने वाले पानी को चलने के लिए लगाओ, चलने वाले पानी को रुकने के लिए लगाओ और रुके हुए पानी को जमीन को पीने के लिए लगाओ. गांव का पानी गांव में, खेत का पानी खेत में, घर का पानी घर में. And this is a win-win situation. We will get aggregate free of charge. And Maharashtra government notification is already there. I am always requesting all the state government to on the same line. If they can issue the notification, it can resolve the water problem in their state. In Maharashtra, the Buldana pattern is now accepted by Niti Aayog. And now they are planning to make the policy on that basis. It's really very, very important. My NGO has received global award, international award for this. I am working constantly in this water conservation in my area in Vidarbha, where we have maximum farmer suicides. Existing water bodies use the excavated material, soil in road construction work. by redesigning of the Jojila Tunnel project. This is also an important case study where I will request you for all of you. And by utilizing the excavated rock material in construction of approach road, and also by using the relaxing the technical and financial norms. The 1 year, our all DG and all people, we take the quite serious efforts on it, and we save the 4 times tender was there, and the fifth tender we save the cost of 5,000 crore in this project. This can be a history. And now we are trying to make 10,000 acre of land there near Kargil, and we want to make a city like Davos there, where we want to put all our excavated material there, by which we want to plan a good city that can create employment potential in the Ladakh, Leh, and Kashmir. We are working to bring about an integrated roadmap and create opportunities for alternative fuels like electricity, bio-CNG, LNG, biodiesel, ethanol, methanol, hydrogen fuel cell for auto industry, and supporting infrastructure. It would save huge import expense on petrol. Presently, we have import of 8 lakh crore of fossil fuel. So 100%, this is very important. For next 5 years, this import will go up to 18 lakh crore. So now this is the time for country to diversify agriculture towards energy and power sector. We have just 10 days before launched a tractor, diesel tractor convert into bio-CNG, and making bio-CNG from biomass, that is parali, cotton straw, wheat straw, rice straw, bagasse. So this can be really a good thing where LNG is the fuel for the future. In Nagpur, under my consultancy, one project has already started. I'm going to inaugurate, and one of the transporter is converting his 2,000 trucks on LNG. So there is a cost of 12 lakh rupees per truck, but he is getting his cost back within 2 years. This is the economics. It is import substitute, cost effective, pollution free, and indigenous. So this is also one of the important things where we need to work on it. Our government is working on fast track construction of roads, bridges, tunnels in the hilly area, Leh, Ladakh, Jammu and Kashmir, Uttarakhand, Himachal, and northeastern state for defense strategies and tourism development point of view. Road connectivity brings the socio-economic development of 115 aspirant districts, rural, tribal, and agriculture areas. Various clusters, handloom, leather, textile, toys, etc., would be expressed along the economic corridors, and migration would be stopped. 2 days before, we have launched 50 clusters, creating employment for 44,000 youth in that area in the different state. This is exactly we need to develop logistic park, industrial cluster to roadside development is very important. We need to adopt the policy by which making the road, if we can catch that cash, that profits, particularly we are getting by selling of the land, making of industrial clusters, logistic parks, and make the project economically viable, this is very important. In addition to public investment, highways is one of the most effective ways of poverty eradication of country through improved economic growth. It is estimated that 1,240 people can be lifted out to poverty with rupees 1 crore investment in highway infrastructure. Investment in highway infrastructure drives growth in several allied sectors, such as cement, steel, and construction equipment. The construction equipment turnover is now double in the COVID period. They are getting good response because the road construction is increased. I always tell to the people about the American President Vegas, the famous statement, John Kennedy's statement, that American roads are not good because America is rich, but America is rich because American roads are good. Our government is very much supportive and committed for all round and all inclusive development. A collective effort of all stakeholders have bring remarkable improvement in our country's economic growth. Last point is now the Prime Minister has given a change in rule of business, giving us as a Ministry of Road Transport with ropeway, cable car, Fanapur railway, public transport on electricity, light rail transport, with the broad gauge and meter gauge. That is not with us, that is with the railway. But the other public transport electricity is with us. Now the land is available in Mumbai and Delhi. If the Hyperloop is ready, any new technology, anyone is ready, we can offer land from tomorrow. There is no problem because the land is there. 120-meter width of that road is there. So my suggestion is now it is the time for the country to convert our transport on electricity. It is public transport which is very important. Now this is the time after within 5 years, we want to make India a automobile manufacturing hub in the world. Now present our turnover is 4,50,000 crore. Our export is 1,40,000 crore. Our two-wheeler industry has increased their production 120 times more. And Bajaj, TVS and Hero, they are exporting 50% of their production. So we have a huge potential to make e-vehicle, e-bike, e-scooters, e-cars, e-buses, and even now e-trucks. And also I have launched the JCB of on CNG. My idea is to use JCB on CNG, bio CNG, where CNG will get it from the agriculture. It is going to reduce the pollution. The import substitute cost effective, pollution free and indigenous. The ethics, economy, ecology and environment. Both things are important. I feel that for the economy point of view, for indigenous fuel, we need to work more for that. Already our contractors, engineers are very competent. We have made a world record on Mumbai-Delhi highway. That is 2.5 kilometer of 4-lane cement concrete road completed within 24 hours. Really, we have got all ability and particularly the competency for making roads of international standard. Quality is very important. Without compromise with the quality, we need to reduce the cost because the cost is very high. All the stakeholders in this sector, they need to concentrate more that how we can save the cost, how we can reduce the cost, and how we can improve the quality. Exactly, this is the field which is going to contribute for the growth of our country. So I'm giving my best wishes to all of you. For this reason, with your cooperation, 100%, we will transform India. And I'm seeing the dream that within 5 years, India infrastructure will like USA, UK, Germany, and Japan. 100% I am confident that we will get the infrastructure of that standard, and that is going to change the future of our country to make India as Atmanirbhar Bharat, the dream of our Prime Minister, and making number one global economy in the world. Because the water, power, transport, and communication, these are the four important keys for the progress. And now because of development in infrastructure, 100% we will reduce the logistic cost. We will compete on international standard global economy with our products. By reducing the cost of the product, reducing the logistic cost, we will be more competitive to create more export for the country. And we need to find out the import, whatever the things which we are importing, about the machinery and other thing, we need to make in India and made in India to make all type of machinery in the country. Thank you very much. Namaskar.
Thank you, Nitin Gadkari ji. I think you have very comprehensively addressed all the most of the areas that people needed your guidance and inspiration on. We have a couple of questions that if we may put to you.
You can ask me.
So, sir, as you mentioned, now this national infrastructure pipeline has nearly 20 trillion odd, crores, 20 trillion investments for roads, of which around 25% would probably come from the private capital. Now, it's important that private capital needs to be attracted, and that is your asset monetization plan as well. But don't you think we need some reforms even on the contracts like FIDIC contract, now international contract, then dispute resolution? Because a lot of these projects, when you gather the speed, we should not have a situation where again we have situations like stuck projects. So we have to have a smooth and seamless takeoff as well as from here.
Already regarding the arbitration and conciliation, we are moving fast. You can check the performance of NHI from last 6 months. I am constantly pursuing this, and we are now formulating the mechanism. We will resolve the issues, and already many of the issues has already sorted out. You are important. It is a very important point because as far as international expectation is concerned, we need to improve the system. So we have to make a lot of changes in our system, and we are constantly pursuing the thing. Whatever the problem in the system is there, please present us. We are positive and we will try to resolve that. We are making the lot of innovation and new transformation in the administrative setup of NHI, because we need to change lot of things there. So actually from taking people from the state government and from the other department, starting from that, even in the system, we need to take a lot of changes there. So we are working on that line. Regarding almost 18% of the rupees 111 lakh crore national infrastructure pipeline spending, that is 20 lakh crore is identified for road sector in the next 5 years. Given the private capital related initiative like TOT, InvIT, asset management, etc. will contribute significant part of 20 lakh crore. And what are the key reforms that we are planning to attract in the private capital? We are also working on that line. Actually, an amount of 18,000 crore is targeted through asset monetization, InvIT and TOT. Already we have a lot of good models. One of the model is also actually, I am pursuing it, that with the bank 30 years, we monetize the road, which is already constructed, construction is completed, and bank will monetize it and give us the money for us. So the money is not the problem. The total problem in the system is some of the people who are negative, some of the people who are not taking decision. We need transparency, time-bound decision-making process, corruption-free system, and quality consciousness. And time is the important thing. I always telling to the people that people who are getting the salary every month at the first, they never understand the importance of time. And making delays, that is going to be a big problem. So without delay, we have to take the fast decisions. And taking decisions, our officers need good support from the ministry also. I always supporting the people for taking the decisions. So lot of things are now improving. That is the reason that there are good people also who are contributing. They are working day and night. And that is the reason that we are now achieving this goal of 40 kilometers per day. It is not only my credit. It is the credit of all engineers, all officers, all people are working as a team. And because of their teamwork, we are getting the result. So the things are moving. There are already a lot of changes are there. And every day we are trying to change the things. So this is the continuous process. And for the good future, we need this continuous process of socio-economic transformation where we need to make administrative reform, changing the rules and regulation. So we are on the track. If you have any good suggestion, kindly give to us. If you convince us, we will do it and we will change the law.
So design of roads, like you rightly said, is one of the major causes for which has caused us to drop down in terms of ranks on safety. And now that you're mentioning that you are focusing on that, and Tamil Nadu case study which you highlighted, obviously they are able to detect areas where. But I think the audit of therefore the roads, and like you've started this benchmarking of highway awards as well, so that you can benchmark who's doing better work than the other in terms of quality, design, and all. That can really inspire people to do the best.
अभी तो मेजोरिटी में गधे घोड़े साथ ही चल रहा है सब. Actually, we need to classify that. Abhi, because as far as the new technology, new designs and innovation, after my 6 year experience, I am coming to conclusion. The present system people are not going to change. So now we have decided to appoint, actually yesterday I have a long discussion with the secretary and now I'm going to discuss with NHI chairman also. And we are going to appoint a committee from the private sector and we have already selected some names. One of the Venkatraman from L&T, we are requesting him. Then Sabnis from Maharashtra PWD was working with me on Varli Bandra sea bridge ceiling at that time. Then one name was suggested me from the secretary, that is with the Bengali name is there, is from some company. So now if you have any good expert, outstanding, genius and intelligent, experienced people who can have a study research of international standards, kindly send a name to me. We are going to be formulate a body for that, making of quality construction, reduce the cost, designing and everything. And that can be a independent separate section under NHI where we will offer them all type of facilities and full time they can even work, they can advise, and by which we will adopt their or whatever the suggestion to the ministry. On the basis of that we will take the decision. because I am coming to conclusion that present system, it is very difficult to change them. मैं अभी हार गया हूँ इनको सुधारने में, तो मैं अभी अपना समय खराब नहीं करता. So we should take the new IIT people and good people. If you have any good people named, please suggest me. We will constitute a committee giving authority to them for designing and for quality norms, making of bridges, adopting new technology, and other thing also. Regarding road safety audit also, it's a big thing. So we are also have a lot of problem with DPR. We need to take lot of stern action against the people who are making this DPR. They are really, we are facing big problem for that. And they are the culprit because of road accidents and because of the deaths of the people. Somewhere from signages to safety measures to even for all type of road marking everywhere, we need to change lot of things to make it of international standards. We are very light and not very serious about all these things. This is not a good indication. Because of the accidents, we are facing crucial problem. And it is the time for the country to have to take the stern action and to resolve this problem is very important.
So while you have stated that steel and cement prices are rising and therefore the industry is getting hurt, which is correct, and you have allowed a lot more supply to come in for these purposes, we'll have to also keep a watch on the quality. And you mentioned that it should meet with the quality guidelines, the Bureau of Indian Standards, but there should be some process by which this quality is definitely tested before it is being used. Otherwise, we might have built so much of infrastructure and quality might suffer.
Actually, we probably, I don't know, but we issue the notification. And as far as the Indian standards, those manufacturer have already completed that standards. You can check the material, and if it is up to that standard, you can use it. Actually, we want to break the monopoly of the big people. I am very much against this cartelization of the steel and cement. Even I will request you use soil stabilization, use plastic fiber in concrete, use steel fiber in concrete, reduce the use of cement in the concrete. And once upon a time, I was advocating and I was giving instruction to the ministry that making all cement road. But because of this cartelization, I decided now I am not going to insist that make cement road. It is only because of the attitude of this industry. And without any reason, they increase the cost. Same thing happening with the steel. I am requesting to the Prime Minister, I have constantly in contact with the Ministry, Finance Ministry and the PMO, that regarding the export of pallets, export of iron ore, 12 million ton of pallets we are exporting. We should stop that. And if suppose these people are not going to listen somewhere, we need to take regulated authority for them to fix their prices. Otherwise, Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, we are facing crucial problem. Then MSME, lot of MSME, even more than COVID, they are facing the problem because of rise in the price of the steel because it is a core material. So these are the problem. We need to find out some way out for that. Otherwise, it will be very difficult for the small people to survive.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your time. I think you have quite elaborately answered all our questions, and we will send you suggestions which come as in the conclusion of this discussion. And thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Namaskar.
Sorry, looks like there was a technical hitch. We'll just wait for the other panelists to join. Uh, while everybody will join in, I think, start with Mr. Bovin Kumar. Mr. Bovin Kumar, you heard the minister seems to be that there is a huge potential, obviously, and you have sensed it already, and you're here to amass a portfolio. You have 27 highways. I think last I heard 8,400 kilometers across the country. So, what is the benchmark that Cube Highways looks for now? You know the whole timeline that there is for incubating a highway project. And so, what kind of a timeline do you all work with, and how far ahead do you all extrapolate your returns?
So see, right now we are into operation and maintenance. We are not exactly into construction. We want to go with long-term investments in the country, and so that's the basic model of our company. We take generally projects which are either completed or in the final stage of completion, and we operate and maintain the highways. Yeah. So on the points Honorable Minister pointed out. So yes, this design, road safety, skill development. These are, I think, the three things which I would like to say are right now need of ours, which need to be addressed. Design. I would say globally, the world is moving towards BIM, building information models, and that starts right from actually planning stage up to even from the operation and maintenance stage also. So it's a continuous development of that model. On the road safety, Ministry and NHA has already started implementation of ITS. So I see this country maybe after 3, 4, 5 years, there will be the discipline what we see right now missing will be there with ITS. I travel on NH1 from Delhi to Ambala, and most of the time I see at either one or two places there is a speed check. So earlier when I used to travel, that if I'm driving at 100, 110 also, I see so many people overtake me. So people are driving at 130, 140, 150 also. But now I'm driving at 90 and I see very less number of people, overtaking at the speed of 90 also. So that discipline is what I feel is in people of India are actually law abiding, but they need to have a type of a fear factor. So which ITS is going to give. So if that's I think NHA has already taken that now initiative. There's so many projects now. ATMS is being implemented with ITS. Another thing which we feel is the lacking is the skill development. So whether it's a design consultancy, whether it's an independent engineer, whether it's even ATMS, we are implementing ATMS on a couple of projects. We don't find right people who can help us, advise us what we need to set up on the ATMS. So these are the three things which I would like to highlight. So skill development, I would say we probably need to go into that model where we, from ITI to IIT, at least one semester for people, they should work with the industry. Because right now, some institutes have already started it, but it's not being done throughout all the institutes. So people have 1 month, 1.5 month training. So nobody takes it seriously, neither the industry where they go for training, nor the people actually, because 1.5 month is not adequate in that sense. So in Cube, what we do is we are taking actually freshers and developing them. So our most of the staff is young, and we take people actually on for the internship, also for long-term internship if people are coming for 6 months or so. So because that's where we need to start training people, I think, because institutes also need to collaborate with the industry and both vice versa. So those are the 3 points I would like to
Right.
start.
I'd like to move to Mr. Mopalwar. I think you have such a grand Samruddhi Mahamarg itself is the grand name, and it is a grand project. You've got 19, I think, even townships planned across the interchanges. Then you're taking care of wildlife. I think these are some really path-breaking, extensions of the project, normal road project. So tell us something about how you manage, how you're planning the entire 19 townships and these, the way you have created for the wildlife to be preserved as well. Like the minister was also mentioning about that. Please tell us. And you've got, I think, tunnels also, which are really, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much. In fact, first of all, for inviting. And I think myself to be fortunate heading a corporation created by the Honorable Minister who set it up in the year 1996 when he was Minister for PWD for the government of Maharashtra. And that was the first road development, state road development corporation, that is SRDC. And this model then became popular, and rest of the states also have set up the RDCs. Now, this particular state created the first expressway in the country under leadership of Gadkari sahib in 98-2000. And after that, we did not take up any more expressways. But in 2015, it was decided that we should take up next expressway, and that will be the longest. That will connect the entire east-west of Maharashtra. Out of 34 rural districts, it actually passes through 10 districts and connects another 14 districts, because we are creating spurs to 14 adjoining districts. So it caters to almost two-thirds of the state of Maharashtra. The point is taking one project at a time in 701 kilometer length was a big challenge at that point of time when there was not even an alignment. Number one. Number two, the point that you raised about the townships, this National Highway Act or the State Highways Act, there are 55, 56 vintage. They already have a provision for levying betterment charges. In fact, betterment levy on the lands, adjoining lands on the highways, which actually get benefited because every new road brings more value to the land. But that was never implemented. That is never implemented nowhere in the country actually. And when Honorable Minister planned this Mumbai-Pune Expressway, the first expressway of 95 kilometers, at that point of time itself, there was a thinking that at two places, that is 50 kilometers distance between them, two townships shall be created. But after he left in 2000, that thought was, or that proposition was dropped, and those two places where 1,000 hectares each was notified, that was denotified subsequently. Fortunately, when we spoke about it, when we discussed about it, when we planned the Mumbai-Nagpur Expressway, that's, first of all, it's a greenfield expressway. So it throws open number of opportunities, because wherever we are crossing national highway or a state highway, major state highway for that matter, that is where the economic activity will aggregate, whether it's logistics or warehousing or new educational institutes or maybe agro-processing zones or more industries. Because Maharashtra is, 250 plus industry states, and 62 of them are vibrant industries, which are very, very good. But rest of the 160 or 190 industry states, they are in remote parts. Now, this road becomes a manufacturing corridor. So if it becomes a manufacturing corridor, it doesn't become all 700 kilometers. So we actually located 19 places where it will be. And this is the first road development corporation in the country, or road development authority, which has the functions of the urban development also. Even in Mumbai-Pune Expressway, what has been done in the year 2016, 2 kilometers on either side of Mumbai-Pune Expressway has been declared as a special planning zone, and the MSRDC is the special planning authority for that. So having assigned this function to this function, or this activity was envisaged in 96 itself. The post of the Director Town Planning in MSRDC was created in 98 itself. But it was only in 2015-16 that we actually could give a shape to it, and these 19 townships were declared. We are the new town development authority there. How we could go about it was one of the, this land acquisition in 2015, we didn't have a line as to from where the expressway will go. It was huge activity convincing people because acquiring 10,000 hectares in a flat time frame of 9 months and talking to people. So one model what we actually implemented here was we acquired this road goes through 392 villages, 26 talukas and 22 subdivisions in 10 districts. Talking to each of the stakeholders. So we appointed 350 communicators. So we created a communication project management office in MSRDC. And these boys and girls, 350 what we engaged, they were all freshers, MSW, had worked earlier with UNICEF and other social projects or wherever they could get social interaction skills. These guys kept on talking 1 year prior to actually the first land being acquired. So that created a very good environment, and people realized that they are going to be benefited. In fact, the first promise we made was by this road, if anybody is going to be disadvantaged, and if it can be approved, we will not take up this road. And now people have realized we have more people coming. Why don't you acquire our land? In fact, we would be very happy to participate. I said land can be acquired only in the ROW. So this township thing, and second thing, that the complete political buy-in, because everybody realizes that every chowraha or crossing or there are all kinds of food malls or activities, warehousing, godowns, banking, every other activity or industry areas, they come up there. So there was a complete political buy-in. Initially, of course, lot of discussion was there. So there was a feeling that there is a lot of opposition. But that entire adversarial discussion, which went on for almost 6 months or a year, that was a process whereby people actually came on board. And we could move ahead with that. And apart from that, what we did, it is not only the townships. This is the first road which has a gas pipeline right across straight away. We have provided the right of way to the gas pipeline. This, in fact, from Orissa to Bombay, the gas pipeline which comes through. So that also will be commissioned along with the COD of this expressway. Now, in fact, we are our COD is going to be almost a year and a half in advance of what is the planned completion. Out of 700 kilometers, we are inaugurating almost 500 kilometers in next 3 months. And by December, we'll be inaugurating total 623. And by next May, we should be completing another 78 crores balance. And last mile connectivity, which was 24 kilometers, which was with NHI. Mr. Manoj Kumar is here in the webinar. NHI had been very good. In fact, now we are going to complete that last mile also. That has been assigned to us. Now we'll complete the distance between Bombay and Nagpur, which is reduced by 100 kilometers. Actually, that is also 725 kilometers. So this is what happened. And why we're keen on gas pipeline? Because we're talking about CGD and gas supply. We burn gas because we can't consume it. So this particular gas pipeline gives an opportunity of increasing the CGD network right across the city gas distribution network, and already CGD. I think expression of interest is invited by PNGRB. So that is another thing which is going to be a great boost to things. So while looking at logistics, townships, and first of the few townships, 8 townships, our planning process is complete. There are 7 stages of planning. So participatory processes, 5 stages are completed. That is existing land use, the actually apportionment of the areas and lands for purposes, whether industrial, commercial, residential purposes. So we could go ahead. Another important thing, you spoke about the wildlife. See, there are 3 sanctuaries close by. We are not passing through any sanctuary. But at that point of time, we are within 10 kilometers. So that is default eco-sensitive zone. We realize that whatever you as the project proponent say, people will say this is not sufficient, it's an engineering project. We tried to establish that it is not an engineering project, it's an infrastructure project, and infrastructure project for the people, where people's life is going to be better. So in land acquisition, we got a buy-in, political as well as social buy-in. Second point was actually environment. So first thing, we created the environment clearance mechanism, the consultants that we appointed. That started first. And second, we went to the Wildlife Institute of India. We said, you become partner, because Wildlife Institute of India They are part of the National Wildlife Board, which is chaired by the Honorable Prime Minister, but by default, it is the MOF Minister who chairs it. And at state level, it is chaired by the Honorable Chief Minister. Only 1 or 2 meetings ahead. So if Wildlife Minister of India, they said, you prescribe, we will implement, we will comply with all the prescriptions that you want. But beyond that, our Honorable Chief Minister went and he said, we created a high power committee here under the PCC, the Principal Chief Conservator of Forest Wildlife, and where NGOs also were taken. So there is a set of consultants who prepare the plan, which is vetted by WI.
Oh, I think we lost.
While waiting, it goes to the high power committee, and high power committee said led by the NGOs. So those NGOs which were active in the wildlife protection, and it is not only the focused wildlife areas, but the entire 701 kilometer corridor was mapped for the wildlife movement, roadkills, all kinds of fauna that would be required to be taken care of. And this was required. We felt that we should make it a template for wildlife care and wildlife related issues. That worked very well because I went to the Wildlife Institute as far back as 2017 and 2018. 18 months database they could create. So whether it is wildlife, whether it's township, political buy-in or social buy-in, these were the multifarious issues that we worked simultaneously before we started construction on 1st of January 2019.
So a whole lot of planning for such a mega project is needed in order to have it completing so expeditiously. Thank you. That was quite an elaborate explanation. I want to go to this award-winning company, Dinesh Chandra Agarwal, Infracon, Hardik Agarwal. Tell me what you feel, what the minister has said. He's laid out, let's say, a bitumen and concrete carpet for the country's prosperity. What do you what are your first reactions from what he said?
Good evening, everyone. It is always a pleasure to hear the Honorable Minister share his vision, because it's not just his vision. It is our guideline. The country's infrastructure network is evolving at a pace never heard before, never seen before. Today we are witnessing that because 6 years back he started with such a prime focus on delivering quality construction and construction with a very fast-paced methodology. He has allowed innovative measures. He has opened up the he has opened up the sector for MSMEs to come in. So there are a lot of new entrants in the market. There is a very fast evolution in the construction industry today, and it is all thanks to his guideline and his vision on delivering 40 kilometers a day. And I think the industry has also geared up to meet his guideline, and soon we may be even able to reach development of 50 kilometers a day. I don't think it will be unheard of in 5 years, as he has shared this vision that we want to match the construction capabilities of any developed nation like the Japan, or like Japan, the US, and but it is very much possible to see this in India. And as somebody from the industry, we are very glad that we are getting this sort of motivation from the Honorable Minister's office himself.
And what do you say about the cement and steel prices? Of course, I put that question to the minister, and he was very categorical that he needed to expand supplies. He could not obviously regulate the prices there. Do you think there's a need for a regulator?
Definitely, there is a need for a regulator, because everywhere we are as anytime when there is a price increase of such a scale, without any increase in the input price for any of these producers, be it steel, be it cement, be it any of the OMCs, and there is a significant price rise of about 30 to 40% in a mere period of 2 to 3 months, there is going to be a negative burden on any industry, on any industry member. We try and get some relief through the indices, but even the indices are not adjusted for the actual market inflation, and because of that, there is always a negative burden on any construction project for the government, or be it for the private player. At the end of the day, this is a public project, and that's why it's very important to instill methods like maybe a star rate for these primary products, so that there is efficient regulation of these through the market as well as from the contractual perspective, for any industry member, or there can be a maximum ceiling that could be put for these commodities with respect to certain projects.
Given the ambition of the government, how do you think the government can improve the circumstances for contractors where it's still wanting?
So it's what we are seeing now is a start, because this sort of discussion, as I said, it translates into a guideline. So there is a constant process of sharing ideas. There's a collaborative medium where the industry can represent to the government itself, and the government is taking into account actively the suggestions given by the industry, by the engineers, by the officers, to implement the best possible policy. And I think we have started off on this on the right foot. And because you see that today, as Minister Sir rightly mentioned, that he wants to develop 40 kilometers a day, and NHI is developing projects like 273 kilometers in 14 months. This NHI themselves have executed. So this is all very much this whole collaborative process is what leads to it. And even the industry needs to put in the effort of smarter planning practices. Gone are the days where where we would expect that any machinery would give an input of an efficiency of 60%, 70%. No. To survive in today's uber competitive world, we have to ensure that our machineries and our manpower are giving 110% efficiency. So there has to be a that process of matching the bridge between the industry and the government has already been started. And I think we're on the start of, we're witnessing a wonderful journey reaching its midpoint, only to evolve further.
Mr. Bovin Kumar, what are the issues that hinder a larger response to HAMs and TOTs and for developers to actually come in?
So on there are a couple of factors. One is like, as you said, like the project preparation part, where the cost, sometimes I see ICV, which was on the TOT project, now it was moved in the package 5. Then again, the way the documents have been prepared, there's a lot of gaps. And in the past, actually, there had been there are so many things which are not clear actually. So which basically what happens with that, either we build that risk or we take that risk. That's the type of things happen, because like if there is sometimes some scope is not clear, and so that makes it like maybe we have to do it tomorrow. We do not know exactly whether that needs to be done. So that type of things are sometimes hindering. There are a few things which, like in the past have come up. Like there is stamp duty, which is has become like different states have different regulations, and there is no clarity on that actually, because that's on the concessionaires. So, but like the state of UP, they're treating it like a lease agreement, where the stamp duty is like 2 to 3% of the total contract value, which becomes too much of the cost. Whereas other states have clear guidelines, which has we don't have that much of burden there. So these things are like sometimes the state regulations which becomes a burden, which is not clear. Scope of work, which is sometimes is ambiguous, and that's because of the poor project preparation part, where something is missed out. And then another things is like, as I said, it was pointed out earlier also, like investor friend. Now the new models, there are for investors also, there are things which have been smoothed out. In the previous also, NHA has taken calls and changed a number of things which earlier, like if I say about the BOT project, it started, most of the contractors actually started as BOT concessionaires in India, and they were not probably willing to continue also, but then the concession was holding them, so NHA took a decision like but still changing those things. I can understand that NHA also needs to take these calls with some agreement at different places, and there's so many complications which they need to take on. So because of ambiguous things that takes long time, and sometimes those that takes that makes it a bit difficult, because by the time somebody evaluates, like if I just take examples of some TOT projects, now the data which is collected at one time and somebody does that evaluation based on that data, then that data actually, by the time the bid comes, sometimes it's changed actually in the ground situation. If I talk about the pavement, like if it is already once an NCC I passed, so I think the data collection should be around 2-3 months before. So that will help the concessionaires, to do a better evaluation of the projects.
So let's go to Mr. Manoj Kumar. I wanted him to hear the private developers and contractors speak about what is needed of NHAI before I came to you. So sorry for holding you up so much. But now you're free to answer some of the points raised by both Bovin Kumar and Mr. Hardik Agarwal.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. And I think these days we are having series of webinars and seminars. So, and probably each one of us had enough of these. But I think every such interaction brings out new issues and, through discussion. And today, Minister gave quite an elaborate, roadmap of what we are going to do in near future in terms of development of highways and expressways. Bovin had raised few issues, specifically with regard to state regulations and the challenges which they face. After the budget, we have started an exercise wherein, we are talking to all stakeholders, concessionaires, contractors, consultants, and we are trying to find out how to expedite now the pace of construction in the country. See, we have reached a certain level of construction, that is, as Minister said, 30 kilometers per day, but that's not our goal. That's only, part of the journey. 40 or maybe more, but it's like getting 90% marks, and then from 80 to 90 we have come. Now 90 to 100 journey is like that. So there will be a lot of effort required in de-bottlenecking of the system. These are essentially third-party problems, not within NHI, not with the agency. These are the states or other stakeholders in the system who are directly not connected. So these are more challenging. But we are doing it in a structured manner, and by end of March, we'll have a clear roadmap how to de-bottleneck, how to resolve these issues, and right up to the highest office in the country. These are being monitored, and we are hopeful by June end we'll have a lot of changes the way things operate at the ground level. Today in the construction, in delivery of the project, it's the capacity of the contractor no longer is a constraint which defines the output. It's the state government with a how quickly they give the clearance for earthwork. Something as trivial as earth has become gold. Across the states, it takes from 3 months to a year to get permissions, and that has become the real bottleneck today. How to get the clearance for earthwork, because no road can be built without earth permission, and that has become a challenge for us, a new challenge which we are facing today, and we are working on it. The next challenge, similarly, the aggregates, that has again become a challenge, and there are no clear rules and regulations how to get permission, who will give permission, and largely, if I may say so, things don't go by rule book. So that's another challenge we are having. So we are working on these, and in fact, over next 2 weeks, we are going to have interaction with all contractors, consultants separately in a group, and then come out with roadmap for resolving these issues. Similarly, the state taxes, the state support, we do have state support agreements with the state, but the states do not come forward at the time when their support is required in terms of tolling their local issues and their local passage issues. So what now the government has started is, now we have started a practice of ranking the states in terms of supports they offer. in terms of the way they honor these state support agreements. And first draft ranking, though it was not made public, a meeting was chaired by Cabinet Secretary, all Chief Secretaries and the Central Secretaries were there and they were shown. So once those rankings were shown, so they were, quite a bit of movement happening, because everyone was caught unawares, and there were certain states which really came forward, which are coming forward, ki aap bataiye, we'll resolve these issues. So, as internationally, there are various rankings. So within the system now, we are trying different tools. This ranking will help, and then incentives and disincentives. This year budget, if you would see, the finance minister has kept certain amount unallocated. It's happening first time, around 40,000 crores. The ministry which will perform will get this money.
Wow.
So that's incentive. And as far as NHI's MORTH, our site is on that money. So whatever we have got, anyway we'll spend, but we are looking onto that money. Okay, we'll get that additional budget. So, things are changing, and things are changing for better. And other important thing is, though the minister spoke about it, I'll take 2-3 minutes on this. Traditionally we had been developing highways in a structured manner from NSDP from 2000 onwards. But there has been, shift in the way things we are doing in last 3 years. Because what we realized after construction of 35,000 kilometers of roads, the speed is not increasing, the accidents are increasing, logistic efficiency is not increasing. Then, that has led to these expressways and greenfield program, because there was no buying in for these roads earlier, given the high capital cost, the sensitivity of land acquisitions, and the time involved. But, our team has been able to, move very fast, and some of the projects are moving faster than the brownfield projects. So that has given confidence to the political leadership in the country. And that has given the momentum to the whole program. And our target is by 2025, we'll have a, set of new roads, what we call as new roads for new India, wherein, as you drive in across Europe or America, you drive on good speed, and 200 kilometer distance you travel in 2 hours. Today 200 kilometers means 4 hours, 5 hours. Even we are taking flights for 200 kilometers, which is not good for economy, not good for any one of us. So things are changing, and we are quite confident. And as Hardik had said, things are quite positive, and definitely next year will be much better than this year. And with the backing of funds which Cube has, so we are hoping our monetization programs goes on a much faster pace, and we are banking on it to a great extent. But we do have come out with new instruments like SPVs, which we have won for Delhi Mumbai this year, and now we are going to have a SPV for Delhi Katra Expressway, which we are in process of awarding. So this SPV maybe we'll try to structure in a slightly different manner, and we are in fact hoping to offer some equity also. So maybe there'll be much more interest amongst the entrepreneurs who are risk savvy. So we are hoping that that comes, and we are able to move faster. That's it from my side. If any other question is there, I'll be happy to play.
Oh, great. I think we have reached the end of our time as well. And I think you have rounded up very well. We are all looking forward to this 40 kilometers per day. And Hardik has encouraged that we can probably make it to 50 in time to come. So with those wishes, I thank you all. Mr. Manoj Kumar, thank you very much. Hardik, thank you very much. Moving Kumar, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.